If you've been following my helium mining journey from the beginning, you know that I recently bought a new antenna as well as a new mount to hopefully increase my earnings by getting that thing outside through my window and hopefully getting more HNT rewards. In this video, I'm going to be going over those detailed results, hopefully giving you guys some takeaways in order to apply to your own setup to either avoid losses or to increase your own helium rewards with your mining setup. As a reminder to what I actually changed, I went from the Helium Bobcat 300 miner, the standard antenna 4 dBi, to this outdoor 3 dBi antenna that I ordered off Amazon. And then I originally was waiting for a different stand, but it was going to take like 2 months to be delivered. So instead I switched that out to a different adjustable outdoor antenna mount. And I got this thing sticking outside of my AC unit or right next to it. So it's outside the window and it's pointed up because I don't want it basically sideways because that will actually affect the range of the antenna. So I try to get it to be as upright as possible. In my previous update video, after 30 days of using the standard antenna, I was making around 0.14 helium per day, or to be exact, 0.1383. With 17 days of data with the new setup, I'm making about 0.14 per day. Now there is a caveat, right? Because you're probably thinking, well, what was the point of the new setup if you're making the same daily amount? I guess if we're getting super technical, I am making a little bit more. Well, some things have changed even since the last video. So let's talk about some of the things that could have impacted my earnings to a certain degree. First off, this is the video that I made on September 13th. And in this screenshot, you see the number of hotspots in total is 171,000. As of this video on October 5th, which isn't even 30 days, that's an increase of around 46,000 hotspots. So the increase in number of hotspots lowers the rewards for everyone because on a monthly basis or daily basis, there's a certain amount of helium that's pooled together and gets distributed. So as more and more hotspots come online, unless the price of helium really spikes, everyone's rewards will get lowered even though they're not actually doing anything wrong. Something else is that the number of miners in my actual hex has gone from about 12 to 15. So there's other people that are around me that are popping up with their miners, which nothing against them. I did the same thing when there was more than 10 miners in the hex itself, but the more people around me makes it a little bit more competitive, and that may affect my rewards a tiny bit. Because one thing I notice is that I do get a decent amount of witness too close, which that's usually the situation where you're witnessing a miner that's in your own hex. So I feel like with the new system in place where there's 10 max witnesses and it's more at random versus speed, if I'm witnessing a ton of people that are close to me, I'm getting screwed over because I'm not able to witness someone that's a valid distance for me to get rewarded. If you're scratching your head about that comment I made about 10 max witnesses a few moments ago, let me explain. Around September 21st is when they implemented a change where every beacon that was sent out, there could be a maximum of 10 witnesses instead of what it used to be of 25. You can see actually on this day that that update went out. This is when I had that wonky situation with my miner where it ended up having to sync all day and I wasn't earning any rewards. So one of my little conspiracy theories was that this update somehow messed up my miner, and once I got it all synced up, you can see that I was good to go. But this day, that's why I didn't include it, is because it was 100% syncing all day. So I decided that's not fair to include in the results. I wanted earnings that had a complete day of actual transactions. On to the positives though, I'm pretty sure the fact that I switched out my setup allowed me to actually keep up with my previous daily average. And the reason I say that is because of the number of instances that I'm having per day with the antenna outside. If I look at what I had the first time I did this at the beginning with the standard antenna, the number of instances per day on average was around 2 for beacons, 8 for witnessing, 1 for challenging, and almost 1 for transfers. If I just look at the delta between the 17-day period versus the first run, it seems that I am getting more witnesses, more beacons, more challenging, and more transfers. So something there is improved on. In my opinion, the fact that I'm getting more instances allows me to keep up with the daily amount amount earned, even though there's a lot of stuff that's going against me from the production side of things. With that, and another month of actual profits coming in, which was around $69.59 for September, I'd sold the Helium around that $18 level before the last couple day run in price. We have a Helium price of around $21.50 right now. So if I use that again to project out for the rest of the year and the current production, if I can keep up with that 0.14, we're still looking at that 167% yearly ROI, or about 7 months till break even. That's kind of the update. Even though some people may be talking about making 1 Helium per day still, they're the outlier. And for me, even if I'm making less than the average, it's still a crazy return. So I'm completely fine with the results, and I'll keep on updating you guys if I'm making any significant changes to my setup. The biggest takeaway from this video, I think, is even with all those small negative setbacks or impacts to my earnings, having the antenna outside is definitely beneficial versus the original setup, which is having your antenna inside. So get that thing outside yourself, figure it out, because even something like 0.2, 0.3 Helium per day can add up over time to definitely pay off for that setup. The only change I see on the horizon is that proof of coverage version 11, which I talked about in a video a couple days ago if you haven't checked that out. But really that shouldn't impact too much other than me updating the DBI in my antenna. For now, I'm just gonna keep the current setup that I have, which is outside, because I think it is overall better than the setup I had with the standard antenna inside my apartment. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like, as well as consider subscribing to Main Street Wolf, where we talk cryptocurrency, investing, anything to do with money. Thanks guys for watching, and have a great day.